there's just no way further than rock bottom. There's literally no way. You can't go bottomer than rock bottom. So when you get the chance to get out of rock bottom, which you are going to get the chance to get out of rock bottom, get out and look at that situation from outside now. Be like, oh, okay, so this is what happened, what happened, what happened, what happened. It hurt me, it hurt me, it hurt me, it hurt me. What was going on? What place was I in mentally, vibration wise, chakra wise, whatever it is, at that point in time when I found myself landing in that place, without judging yourself. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mbali Tikhatebe and I am your host for Power Circle Conversations. And on today's conversation, I'm so excited about this because I just learned something and I figured it might not be something that is that deep for somebody else, but it was such an amazing revelation to me that even if just one person can digest this and learn something from it, then my job is done. That would be great. And I think it also is something that is obvious because I know it's something that we've heard before and it is obvious-ish, but with me having heard it before, I didn't comprehend this thing the way that I finally got to comprehend it now, which I think is important, that we keep hearing things and literally just hearing, like not listening, not processing, not digesting it, which is hearing. Realizing that, okay, that's a good piece of information, but not actually taking it in the way we need to take it in for it to be like a personal thing, you know, what? Personalized or tailored, yes, tailored for you, right? For you and your situation. So this thing is learning the lesson. I've heard a lot already about especially, you know, in the therapy language, there's just a lot about learning the lesson and then moving on. And I promise you, I did not catch it until the one day I was really trying to figure out why or what's really going on. Okay, so life for me right now is not the same as it was like 5 years ago. And had you asked me 5 years ago about or told me that I'd be where I am today, I would not know. There's no way I was going to agree with you. So now I'm sitting and I'm just like, no man, this is not how I thought things were going to go. And it's such an amazing place, but like I didn't see it coming like this, right? And I'm trying to digest it and break down like, okay, the process of everything happening without trying to overthink it, right? And without trying to reject it or anything like that, but also matching it with what I was really trying to get out of my life and merging those two together, but also going on to my purpose and really making sure that I'm not leaving that part behind. So how is what I'm supposed to be and who I'm supposed to be and my purpose on this planet linked with everything that I've been through that has led up to the current moment or the way that I've been going through right now? And I promise you, this was like a midnight thought, and then I just got like so paralyzed in this realization. Like it came to me and I was like, learning the lesson. It literally is learning the lesson in whatever situation that you are in. It's so important to catch that in order for you to go forward into your next blessing. Every time that we are in little bits of tragedy or even big bits of tragedy, whatever like problem that we are facing at that point in time, the lesson is very difficult to see when you are in the middle of it. What I've learned is that usually you end up getting taken out of that really bad space by whatever you believe in. For me, it's God, universe, whatever, right? You get taken out of that really bad space and get to look at things from outside. And that's the time where you are feeling better and you are seeing things clearer, where you are supposed to be taking in the lesson of what happened there. Otherwise, we find ourselves going back to the same class and being taught the same lesson, because when you are refusing to catch what is really going on, to learn what you are meant to learn, and then to let go of it. Instead, we get out of that problem and we remain with a whole lot of resentment. Like, I was struggling in that job and I was depressed because of it, and I finally got out of it. I'm in a different career space, or however way I got out of it. Point is, I got out of that toxic environment, right? But where I'm sitting now isn't out of seeing that actually when I was praying for a job, I wasn't specific about the environments that I want. I wasn't specific about how much I'm going to want. I wasn't specific about the type of people I want to work with. I wasn't specific about what I'd like to learn from being in that space. I wasn't specific. I was just like, just give me a job, whatever it is, let's just throw ourselves in the deep end. And then we got it. And then instead of, now we're out, fine, we got in it and we realized, okay, this is a bad place and I would like to leave. I'm depressed, it's hurting me, I need to go. Then you get out. And instead of catching the lesson from being in that space, you're sitting over there in your new place with a whole lot of resentment of what happened over there. You're seeing how we're messing things up for ourselves. Now we're struggling to actually move forward, because now you're sitting there and you're just like, this thing.
I hate those people and I hate that environment, and I just don't like even traveling on the same road as the one that I used to get to the office.
All of that. You're sitting on all of the resentment around it, blaming that whole environment without realizing that you were allowed to be in that space so that you can learn your lesson and get out. Now you're out, learn your lesson, realize what happened over there, what went wrong. Okay, most importantly, how did I contribute to that situation? How did I contribute to being in that place, right? The self-introspection part, it's also very important when you come out of a place that was bad for you, or an environment that was bad for you, a toxic situation, or whatever it is. When you come out of it, it's very important to sit in your self-introspection part. I made another video about self-introspection and how to maneuver around it. Please do check it out. The mind is such a powerful thing, right? That's the place where I think I'm also touching on too many things. But anyway, you catch what I'm trying to say. The mind is a very powerful thing. So we can sit here and blame this bad situation that I was in, and I promise you're never getting out of it. And that's part of the reason why you're not learning your lesson. Because even when you get out, you're going to find yourself attracting the exact same environments and getting back into another situation that is very similar to that. This is how we keep dating the same type of people, how we keep getting befriending the same type of people, how we keep, because when you get out of that friendship, you're like, her loss, she's a problem, and without sitting back and being like, how did I contribute to that? How did I, my self-esteem, I wasn't taking myself seriously, and that's why I was okay with being around someone that kept belittling me. And someone that kept speaking about me in this way. Not everything that happens to you is because of you. We live in a world of imperfection, so a lot of things will keep happening, and that's fine. But we do attract a lot of stuff as well. A lot of things that go wrong and a lot of things that go right for us, many times we do attract them. So to avoid attracting those things all the time as well, and repeating the very same class every single time and the same situation every single time, learn your lesson when you get out of it. Learn your lesson. Do self-introspection, try to see what happened, and then from there you will see how that thing contributed to your future. I'm an empath, right? And there's a lot of things that happened that I'm very empathetic about right now that I wasn't when I was in high school, and then later when I got to college, and a lot of things went wrong. A lot of things that I had been through were quite hurtful and stuff like that. But if you look at it, how I was going to be an empath without being or going through certain situations in order for me to fully understand that situation, or yeah, what's going on over there. So if I'm now working, doing my vision board workshop projects at a primary school and dealing with kids, the stuff that they are going through, I'm now understanding from a different place, from an empathetic place, and teaching them from an empathetic place, as opposed to teaching them from a place of privilege and teaching them from a place of not having gone through anything. That's what makes it difficult for people to even just be kind to each other generally. Like, what makes it so easy for me to be kind to any human being that I come across is because of whatever life put me through. And I ended up having to sit and be like, oh, okay, that was difficult. But honestly, I wasn't going to see life from the perspective that I'm seeing it right now, had it not been for the fact that I had to be dragged through the mud in that direction, in that light. Let's also not try to be dragged through the mud in the same way for everybody. Not everybody's going to have the same type of mud or same problem or same situation. Not everybody's going to have that. So we can't also now say that your problem isn't problem enough or your situation isn't. No, whatever it is, when you step out of it, because you will get out of it, seasons are like that. Things are going really, 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 really bad right now. There's just no way further than rock bottom. There's literally no way. You can't go bottomer than rock bottom. So when you get the chance to get out of rock bottom, which you are going to get the chance to get out of rock bottom, get out and look at that situation from outside now. Be like, oh, okay, so this is what happened, what happened. It hurt me. What was going on? What place was I in mentally, vibration wise, chakra wise, whatever it is, at that point in time when I found myself landing in that place, without judging yourself, right? Because remember, we don't know what we don't know, and that's why we do self-introspection, so that we can continue to learn about ourselves and do better for ourselves. So you don't know what you don't know, so don't judge yourself for allowing yourself to be in an abusive relationship and stay in the abusive relationship. Don't judge yourself for that. At that time that you made the decision to be in it, you thought it was a good decision, and that's okay. We are meant to be decisive people. We are meant to be people that see differences and have options, and at some point be like, I'm gonna just go down for this option. But also, according to your maturity at that time, according to your life experience at that time, that could have been the best decision you could have done for yourself. Now that you're out of it, you get the chance to learn the lesson from that situation and make your next best decision. Anyway, the point is, all of it is going to lead you to your purpose, especially if you are okay with listening to what your purpose really is and figuring out what your purpose really is. I feel like life is tricky and life is difficult and does its own thing, right? It's like, it's not easy, but living in your purpose, oh my goodness. Like discovering and figuring out that I'm actually not on this planet by mistake, that really, it helps so much with your mental health. I don't know if I should say cures, because cures is such a bad word, but depression heightens when we don't know where we belong and what we're here for, and suicide comes to play when we start feeling like a burden and feeling like everything else for everybody else will be so much better without me, right? So when you understand your purpose and you're living in your purpose, you get to a point of seeing that, okay, there's actually a reason why God brought me here. Even in your worst or in the deepest of sad moments for you, you'll be able to be like, but there's something that God brought me here for. Which is what we need. We need something that reminds you on your worst day that tomorrow is going to be better, you know, or next week could be better, or next month could be better. We need something that allows us to say, okay, I'm going to hold on and I'm going to stay and I'm going to wait. You know, I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to learn through this. I'm going to cry through it. I'm going to be hurt through it. Okay. But there's better days coming, lights at the end of the tunnel. We need something that reminds us that. And I promise you, living in your purpose, oh honey, living in your purpose lets you see light like that. It really, oh, it lets you see the light. Lets you see the light. Imperfect people, imperfect world, things go wrong, great. Mara, I wonder if you go into your purpose, I promise you guys, like, because sitting and just trying so hard to make sure that I just have more money, make sure that I just keep a relationship, make sure that I just keep the job, make sure that I just, you can't live on, I just need to make sure that I keep the next thing, keep the next thing, and keep the next thing. You will struggle to ever be present. You will struggle to ever see that you are currently in your prayer. You are currently sitting in a situation that you once begged God for. You'll struggle to see that. Living in your purpose makes things so much bigger. Like, there's a lot more that you're working for. There's a lot more that you're working towards than just maintaining that relationship or just keeping that job or just trying so hard to get that promotion or whatever. There's just more. Also, oh, your purpose is also tied to being of service in some way. God created us to be connected to each other as human beings. We will always be helping hands towards each other. So if you're going to be setting yourself that I'm going to figure out my purpose and work and survive in it, it's always going to be linked to being of service to somebody else. It's always going to be linked to bringing somebody else up. It's always going to be linked to helping somebody else. It's always going to be linked to a bit of sacrifice on your end so that somebody else can feel better for the day, for the moment, for, you know, for the week. It's always going to be linked like that. We were made to be helping each other out. So yeah, but anyway, living your purpose, it works. It's really, like, it's really cool. It's difficult if you're going to be comparing your purpose to somebody else's purpose. Then you're going to start seeing your purpose as a weakness, and you're going to start seeing as if your purpose is not fulfilling enough, or it's not purposeful enough, or it's not big enough. So no, let's not do that. Let's be in tragic situations, knowing that the next step is going to be out of that tragic situation, because there's no lower rock bottom than rock bottom, right? Know that the next step is going to be get out of it. When we get out of it, now from there we go back and we look at that situation and we say, what do I learn from that situation? What do I get out of it? How did I contribute towards it? And I'm not judging myself for being in it. I'm not judging myself for landing in it. But now I'm catching my lesson. I'm okay with the fact that that happened and that happened to me. Like, I get it. It happened. I'm okay with it. I'm catching my lesson, and now I'm moving over to my next best decision that is based on what I went through over there. And I promise you, for the most part, you're not going to find yourself in that exact same situation. Get it? I was about to say, if you don't get it, forget about it, but like, I don't want to, no, let's not say that. But you get it? You get it. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. And I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment. It really does help. I love to hear your feedback so I can do better. But yeah, have yourselves a lovely day.